Wolfbane by Frederik Pohl and C.M. Kornbluth. Earth has been stolen from its orbit by a rogue planet. This strange planet swept into the solar system and created a binary planet system circling around an artificial sun that is replaced every 5 years. After about 200 years of dwindling productivity, encroaching ice sheets, and cycles of near starvation, the surviving humans in Virginia have developed a highly ritualized social structure in which anyone who takes more than their share is called a wolf. Wolves are not just shunned, they are captured and executed in a strange ritual. Wolfbane begins with a self-consciously clever tone I usually associate with cozy mysteries of a certain era. Eventually, I realized this beginning was intended to illustrate the insipid state of consciousness humanity has fallen into. The tale Pohl and Kornbluth weave grows increasingly bizarre until finally the reader understands the full nature of the problem humanity faces. This is a very weird story, originally published in 1957 in Galaxy magazine. It taps a vein of cold cosmic terror found so often in the work of H.P. Lovecraft. In this small community in Virginia, the locals treat the rogue planet with a sense of reverence. They meditate and try to be good citizens in hopes of being translated. Think in terms of evangelical Christianity's rapture. And some citizens do in fact just pop out of existence with a loud crack, something like thunder, as they are swept into an unseen, hopefully heavenly existence. But why does translation happen to Glenn Tropile, a known wolf? How is it that a greedy, bad citizen could be translated? Soon, about 50 people are translated in rapid succession. Tropile finds himself in a foggy state of consciousness. He eventually realizes that he and 7 other humans have been merged into a sort of human supercomputer referred to as the snowflake. These 8 people are surgically joined at the temples, and their combined brain power enables them to do the work required of them by the intelligent pyramid-shaped machines of the rogue planet. Many other humans are simply forced to work in extreme heat and harsh conditions in the planet's foundries, where metals are generated to provide the pyramids with the materials they need to keep the planet operating according to their plan. It seems the machines originally operated in the service of some large green aliens with 7 tentacles. But the aliens hindered the machine's efficiency and were allowed to die off. They have a crystal encasement containing one specimen of the tentacled race, long since dead. The machines seem to operate in a cycle in which they periodically try to revive the creature. Going through the motions accomplishes nothing, but evidently it is a deeply entrenched part of the pyramid's programming. So in a way, these pyramid machines are as irrational as the meditating, worshipful humans back on Earth. The humans in the snowflake struggle to maintain their human identities. They do not wish to become just a biological computer for the pyramids to use. They gradually influence the foundry workers to run rampant through the planetary operations, stealing edible yeast and drinkable water and consuming alcohol, which causes some of them to go blind. The humans basically become what rats are to humans, hungry pests that cause damage but cannot be constantly monitored or easily exterminated. A vast collection of humankind's military weapons have been seized by the pyramids. The snowflake humans form a plan to get the human rats to use these weapons against the pyramids. In order to lead the army of ignorant human slaves, Tropile must be surgically removed from the snowflake and approach them as an individual. He successfully leads the assault, and soon pyramids have been shut down into a dormant state, and humans are returned to their homes. Once they are back in familiar surroundings, most of the humans want to recede back into their previous ignorant and ineffective behaviors. Tropile realizes if the human race is to survive, he must return to the rogue planet, reestablish the snowflake or something close to it, and guide this binary system either back to Earth's home solar system or to a new solar system with a stable star at its core. There can be no going back to the way things were in the past. He can no longer be an individual human. Pohl and Kornbluth collaborated on a number of books. It is said that Pohl was a good idea man but needed Kornbluth to quickly flesh out the ideas and execute them in novel form. Over the years, Pohl was the editor of some popular science fiction magazines, including Galaxy and If from 1959 to 1969. Kornbluth had an active and fairly prolific career considering his short lifespan. He died in 1958 at the age of 34. It was said Kornbluth was a very strange character. He never brushed his teeth, which were green, and this accounts for the fact that in most photos of him, his mouth is closed. You can't see his teeth. Wolfbane is the sort of unexpected, unique story I love to discover. I'll be checking out more collaborations by these two authors. If Wolfbane is any indication, I have more wonderful discoveries ahead.